Hello friends, happy Monday. Today we have a unicorn virgin hair, and first I'm going to show you her inspo photos. So she is a new client and she really liked the pink money piece and underneath with the burgundy. Even though she doesn't have bangs, she wanted the money pieces and that burgundy color. And she wanted the underneath to have a little bit more of a highlight like this. So this is what we ended on. Amazing. Burgundy on top with the highlighted pink underneath. Love it. And here is how we got here. So first I sectioned out everything that I was going to be highlighting, which are her money pieces and all of that hair underneath. And I clipped it away, and then I'm taking all of that hair on top and I'm only going to use color to do that burgundy. So because she has like a medium brown virgin hair, it's going to be able to just go to a level 5 burgundy without having to use lightener. If she had color on her hair previously, that would not have been possible. But I got all of that base color in. I'm going to prep the bottom with K18 to keep it nice and healthy while we lighten. And her formula on top, I used Kevin Murphy Permanent Color in 586, 56, and 58. So those are all like burgundies and reds, and then I added a little red booster, and I used 30 volume developer for everything. So I just pulled that all on the roots first, and then I pulled it through the ends, and that's just going to sit and process all that burgundy color. And now I'm doing my teasylights underneath. I'm using Danger Jones lightener as always, and this time I started with a 5 volume. So we're going really low because her hair is virgin, and I don't even need to lift it to a platinum, even though I knew it was probably going to lift to platinum. But we are just going to push those hairs out of the way and really, really saturate all of that hair. As you know, I love my coup board because it has those combs on the end of it, so it really helps keep all of those teased pieces out of the way. And you can see those really fine diagonal sections I'm taking and then teasing all those baby hairs up. So that way I'm only holding on to the longest and healthiest hairs at the bottom. We are going to just hold the bottom of that section really tight with our thumb and saturate, saturate, saturate. You should not be able to even like barely see the hair under that foil because you really want to make sure that you get it super coated with that lightener. Also, I want to go back to the burgundy color. I know that I said I used 30 volume developer with it, and some of you may be like, why'd you do that? So with Kevin Murphy, it's actually an ammonia-free permanent color. So the 30 volume is actually the standard if you want to get lift and gray coverage. Even though she doesn't have gray coverage, I really wanted to make sure that that burgundy color like really went in there. So that is why I used a 30 volume. And we are just going to go through all this. Can you believe how much hair she has? We have all that hair on top covered in the burgundy, and we still have all this hair just on the bottom. It's crazy. I wish I had this much hair. But you can really get a good view here of how I'm doing those teases. I am just going all the way up to the scalp as much as I can, minus our little tease that's behind the comb of the coup board, and saturating. And all of my sections through the back and the front are going to be pretty similar. The only time that I'm going to do something different is I'm going to do little baby lights on her face frame. And I do have several other videos that show that technique. Episode 19 is a great way to see how I did her bold face framing while still doing the teasy lights around the face. This particular client did not want to have her face filmed while I was doing like super up close color, which I absolutely respect. I totally figured out how to do the blur effect on my videos now. So that was exciting. I learned a new thing. But if you want to see exactly how I did her front face framing, that's going to be pretty similar to episode 19. And you can see here, I am just teasing and really, really saturating all of those. And all those little baby hairs that are going to be going up in that tease, when I brush them back out, they're gonna give me so much beautiful dimension. And it's gonna be slightly off the root, just like she likes. And it's going to have that highlighted look. And it's gonna grow out so much softer than if we would have just lightened all the way to the root. But holding those long, healthy ends, and you can just see all those little baby hairs that go up. Now, the only other recommendation that I have if you're going to use a coup board like me with the comb is make sure that you don't start pulling it up onto your section too soon, because you want your section to be nice and wide. I hope that makes sense, but you'll see it again on this next one, I'm pretty sure. But we get our tease. But yeah, you don't want to put the coup board up too high, like right there, see? And then we still have a really nice wide piece to paint on, because if you pull your coup board in down too low, then it's going to make your piece really skinny, and then your section will be thicker, and then it will be harder to saturate. So try to keep that coup board comb like a little high up when you put it in. You don't want to like start down where your fingers are and then roll up, because you want that to be nice and spaced out so you can really saturate. And we are just gonna coat that section and close it up. Look at all those baby hairs. I swear, teasing is so satisfying, because then you know that you're gonna have all the longest ones hanging out the bottom, the color that you want. They're gonna be beautiful. Started that way up high, see that? And then you have a really nice wide section. And it's only kind of close together down by my thumb where I'm holding it, but I let that go and separate it so that I can really saturate. And there's that one all done. And as you can see, I like to kind of go back and forth and side to side as I'm working through the back. So that way they kind of process at the same time. I don't like just doing one whole side and then doing the other whole side. I like them to kind of be even. Look at all those little baby hairs getting out of the way. And saturate. So by this time, I'm definitely on my 10. You can see I have a nice full bowl of lightener. So I moved up my developer for sure on this one. I believe I had 3 different bowls of my Danger Jones lightener. There you go, nice and high. There we go. See how wide the section stays when I go in high like that? But yeah, I think I used about 3 bowls of lightener, the Danger Jones. I ended on 15, so I didn't even go up to 20 volume on her, because once again, virgin hair, it's gonna lift. And I wanted that like almost not peachy, but we want a little bit of a warmth in the pink. We don't want a cool pink. So I did not need her to be platinum. Ideally, you want just a little bit of warmth in that hair when you want those warmer colors. So you don't always have to tone out like yellows or oranges when it comes to vivid color, because a lot of the time they're going to come in handy. So if you're doing like a green, or you're doing a yellow or an orange, a red, a pink, it really helps to have some of those yellow and sometimes orange tones in there. But you'll be able to see a little bit of her front here. I just did some very close together teasy lights. And then when I'm right around the face, I don't really like to use the coup board that much on those first couple foils. And then when I get farther into the head, then I'll grab my coup board. But when it's just those little first sections right next to the face, I definitely just like to use a foil to the scalp. Look at what a good job I'm doing keeping her face out of it, right? Aren't you guys so proud of me? I think she'll be very impressed. But you can see my beautiful little teases. I love to stick the comb in like that. Makes it so much easier. And then we are almost done with her front. You can see that I have her little top bang pieces clipped away. That'll be her main curtain bangs. And so those ones you'll be able to see in episode 19, like exactly how I did them. But sometimes I'll use a little clip like that to keep away those teased hairs, and that's really helpful. So just grab another little clip and kind of push your teased hairs to the side if they're bothering you, just like that. It really helps because when you're painting all these little hairs up front, those teases can be flying all over and driving me crazy. So I love just utilizing a little clip like that. And I'm pretty sure that's all we're going to show of her foiling. But now we are going to get to the fun part, our Danger Jones colors. So for her pink color, I used Cheap Date, which is a pastel pink. I also added in a little bit of Hustler just to deepen it slightly. Hustler is like their bright magenta pink. And then I also added in Simpatico, which is like a peach color, like a pastel peach. And you can already see how beautiful those highlights look on the blonde, the teasy lights. They just blend so well. So her grow out is not going to be very strong. It's not going to, look like a harsh line as it grows out. It's going to grow out really soft. But I am just going to cover all of the blonde with our little warm peachy pink color. So gorgeous. Look at those highlights. Love teasy lights. I swear they are my favorite. If I'm not doing all the way to the root, I absolutely will always go for teasy lights over just like a highlight. And then you can see I have some of the burgundy kind of mixed in there. It's not really a big deal. It's not going to do anything bad to it. But I'm getting all that pink covered. And then I also am going to go over her red afterwards. Just to make it super vivid because we really want it to sparkle in the sunlight. So there's her front, so cute. But for her dark red that I put as her overlay, I used Diablo, which is the straight bright red. And then I mixed that with some masquerade, which is the dark purple color. And then I added a little bit of the Hustler, that magenta pink in as well. So it's a little mixture of mostly red, little bit of dark purple, little bit of hot pink. And we are just going to put that right on top of the burgundy. And you can already tell it has that really nice, natural, deep burgundy tone, but I want it to sparkle in the sunlight. I want to have that really beautiful burgundy tone. So that's why we are going to do this vivid overlay. I have plenty of clients that I use just the permanent burgundy on, but yeah, we wanted to make it pop, especially with that pink underneath. I just love the look of a vivid overlay on red. It's always so gorgeous. And I also added B3 Brazilian Bond Builder into all of my formulas because it is going to help with strength and longevity. And before I put the semi-permanent color in, I also treated her with the K18 leave-in mask. So her hair is going to feel amazing. She's got all the good products on it. It felt so healthy and soft. And after this, I just had to do her haircut, which she wanted to be really layered and shaggy. And she has so much hair. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. She has more hair than me and I have extensions in. So I wonder what that life would be like. But I am just going through and really saturating all of that burgundy hair, so we can get it popping with that vivid color. It is going to be so gorgeous. I still, to this day, will get so surprised whenever I have a client who actually has virgin hair. I really think it's like finding a unicorn. It's crazy. So I was extremely excited that she found me. It is like every hairstylist's happiest day ever when somebody comes in with virgin hair and we can just do whatever we want with a clean canvas. Super cute. Getting all that red on. You can really see that pretty burgundy tone hitting the light. And we are saturating everything. I have the bottom separated also with my Framar backwards bib. Those things are seriously my life. I use them every single day. So whenever I'm painting color, you'll see me using those bibs. But when I have a hidden underneath color like this, I'll just fold it up and put it over the color underneath, and it just keeps everything separated. It's amazing. Like the best invention ever. Thank you, Framar, for inventing these. You can kind of see here her little pink money pieces that are in front of the red, but they are hidden a little bit. But we've got that beautiful pink money piece all the way around her face and underneath. And then all of this is just getting that burgundy. And we are almost done. Are you guys so excited to see the finished product? Because I'm excited to show you. I also finished her off with her blow dry using the K18 volumizing spray, the Leaf and Flower 7-minute blowout, and the Leaf and Flower frizz remedy spray, as well as some K18 hair oil for heat protection. And just going through making sure I hit all those final pieces. And I am about ready to show you guys the after. Are you guys ready? Here it comes. So gorgeous. Look at that burgundy, how it shines, and that beautiful pink underneath. I love it. Here are our beautiful highlights under there. So gorgeous. I love how the pink is like luminescent. And then here is outside. Oh, that burgundy is so gorgeous. I love it. I wish I could show you how cute the money pieces are, but thank you guys. I'll see you next week.